Transitions.
Yes, with our first, best, and worst, which is the best and worst cruiser-style motorcycles. Now,
Indeed.
I would love to own a motorcycle when I get out of college.
I also would. I would love to own a motorcycle now.
Oh, I would too. That'd be cool. But
Harley
I gotta.
Davidson.
Yeah, that'd be sick. But I've gotta stick with my e-bike for now. But I won't get into that.
Again.
Yes.
You can get into that again. I don't care.
Well, just to keep it simple, I have a bicycle that I hadn't been on in a while because the hills in that area destroy your legs every time you go to campus.
It's
And
surprising that there are hills in Alabama, but
there are a few, and there's one that's just big enough that it's like you get up to the top and you're like, oh my god, oh my legs. You get off that bike, you're like, oh
my ass. My ass.
my legs, gotta go up the steps. Oh no.
My ass. My ass.
So, what I found
On Amazon, funny enough, was with Amazon Prime actually.
Yes.
An e-bike.
The good part of it.
Yes, I got a kit where I converted my bicycle into a slow for a motorcycle, electric motorcycle, basically.
Oh.
Um,
How much did that cost?
it combined with the battery, probably about as much as the bike did. But it was worth the money. I timed it with a video. Indeed, we're making a weird face in unison, and it was worth making because I can get to the
You can get to the classes. Sorry.
Yes,
I
I
was distracted.
I got a little distracted there. I can
there
get
were women.
yes,
There were women.
I can get from my apartment to the electrical engineering building in around 3 to 3.5 minutes, depending on traffic. It takes about 5 to 10 on the bus, and riding the bike by itself is probably 5. And if you walk, good luck. That's like 20 at the bare minimum, and you're gonna be dead when you get there. So,
Indeed.
anyway, let's dive right into subject matter here. The best bike, the cruiser style bike, that is, motorcycle, not bicycle, for me, that's on the market today, has to be Harley Davidson's Softail Deluxe. You want to talk about one good looking bike. I have never ridden one. I've only ridden maybe 2 or 3 motorcycles in my life, and only one of them was a street motorcycle, and I rode it a few feet, or no, a few yards, and then I stopped because I don't have a permit. So
Seems as though you're gonna need one in order
yes,
to ride a motorcycle soon.
which is easier to obtain than you might think.
Like a boating license.
Like, all you have to do is like go to the DMV, pay some money, and take a test, and you can ride a motorcycle legally.
Pay some money and take a test.
That's it.
Same thing with boating, except you can just
Yes.
walk in and be like, "Hey, can I get one?" And they're like,
Oh,
Yeah.
well, I've driven a boat before
Basic.
without a license.
well, there you go.
Well, sass. I didn't know that. Anyway,
You unlawful.
I guess so. Now, Harley Davidson brand has been around for years. They are decently reliable. Not maybe as reliable as a good Honda or a, dare I say, a Kawasaki, although I've had mixed experiences with them, or a Yamaha. But they're very iconic, and if you know how to maintain them properly and take good care of them, you'll have a great time on your Harley. And I want to have a Harley Davidson in my garage one day.
Yeah, same. Okay.
And my favorite one that's out right now is the Softail Deluxe. And
Really?
perhaps one day I can go check one out in person. But it's not like I can afford it. That's an $18,000 bike, so yikes! That needed to be that loud.
That is not a boneless pizza with a 2-liter Coke, right?
No.
That is absolutely not.
No, that was expensive. No.
No.
But, yeah. What is your favorite cruiser style motorcycle?
Well, I'll tell you, not a huge motorcycle nut like the Hendrai.
Well, I'm not much of one either. Just turning into one.
I have a very like low experience with motorcycles, but it's been pretty consistent. Honestly.
Yes.
I don't dislike motorcycles. I just haven't really felt the need to go into them a little bit further than before this podcast.
Right.
So the one that I love the most is the 2008 FX DWG Dyna Wide Glide
Ah, the Wide Glide.
from Harley Davidson, of course.
Tell us why you like the Wide Glide.
Well, I'll tell you why. It's mainly because it's a chopper, first of all. Like you get
Nice.
that. I don't necessarily enjoy like a lot of rumblings and like noise with cars, but if you get it with motorcycles, it's a little bit different. It's still like a little bit quiet ride, but this one's kind of like pretty loud anyway.
I would guess that this is a louder bike.
Yeah, it's like the bigger, more endurance type of ride. I think it's the first. Its claim to fame is this series is one of the first custom built motorcycles,
Really?
according to Wikipedia, and it's got that famous Harley Davidson like triple cylinder engine that I am a big fan of as well. Like it's like you're sitting on top of you're sitting on top of the like a huge like I don't know a Corvette or a Mustang
Yes.
car engine pretty much.
Right.
It's like but yeah, honestly it's I hate the smaller ones that you just gotta like lean over and like reach for the hand like
Yeah.
the
Are you
handlebars.
talking about a sports bike where you're like
Basically, yeah.
one of those?
Basically, yeah. This
Yeah.
one's the same thing. Honestly, I don't know a whole lot about this, but honestly, it's I love motorcycles, and when I think of a motorcycle, I think of this, like the style of it and the like the propulsion, I guess, and all that.
Yes.
But yeah, this is basic. Like you think of Sons of Anarchy, you think of more or less this type of bike, and this
Right.
is what I would love to have, honestly.
Yes.
So yeah, that's it for that. There's not a whole lot, but I don't know why. It's just one of my favorites.
Yes, and I just read that it appears that, funny enough, they have sort of merged the Softail and the Wide Glide kind of into one or something. I could be wrong on that statement, but
Yeah.
I think there's something about the two coming together into one bike, and it had mixed reception. However, either way, that's a very big engine for a motorcycle.
Oh yeah.
Wow.
You can go pretty fast. You can fly on that motorcycle. On that
bet you
engine.
can. Yes. Maybe not like a sport bike Ducati Monster type of thing, but for a cruiser style chopper bike, yeah, that's pretty powerful.
Yeah. Yeah. So,
Now-
son, what is your least favorite bike?
Yes. That would be the Royal Enfield Bullet 350.
Why is that?
Well, mainly anything by Royal Enfield these days is not something I would necessarily like. Not that I mean to be racist, but the bikes are made in India. And,
It ain't American.
well, a lot of the Japanese bikes aren't American, but they're built really well.
Okay then.
I just, I think that Royal Enfield maybe was once a pretty solid bike brand, but then in more recent times have gone downhill a bit. And, I don't know if I really like the styling of it either. I've heard horror stories and read them about these bikes, and the Bullet in particular seemed to be one that had some issues. from mechanical failures to poor handling, and it's just not built to last. You can get a better bike for the money, if I had to guess.
I mean, probably, yeah. You can build your own, like the Hendry.
Well,
Yeah.
you can go that route, but it's not quite the same class.
Yeah.
But
I get you.
yeah, that's about all I got for that. Overall, just Royal Enfield I'd avoid.
I mean, I would ask more, but I really have no idea what to ask.
I mean, that's about all I know. I just know that that's one I would avoid.
I got you. Here's what I would avoid.
Tell us.
I can't even pronounce it, but it's like, I think it's
Here it
Zo-
comes.
Suzuki?
Suzuki.
Suzuki. It was close.
It's like trying to say Mitsubishi, but it comes out as
Suzuki.
Mitsubishi.
Suzuki.
Suzuki.
GT380. This thing sucks. Apparently.
Yes.
Like this. Like look at this design. I'll have the design pulled up. Look at this. This is terrible.
Yeah,
Okay,
I'd actually considered this one earlier,
This
but
is a bulky, not real. It's like looks like a box.
it does have a very 70s kind of look to it for a bike.
Not even a 70s. Oh, maybe a 70s. I don't know. But
It's-
I don't know. Very cheap quality. Look at this. This is
Well,
terrible.
Suzuki makes decent bikes typically. I think this was just, from what I've
I mean, they're
read, it's one of their models that was a little quirky, and it had some weird handling characteristics, and the exhaust was too close to the ground. But
I'll tell you something else. You can buy better bikes in the 60s better than this. Have you seen Easy Rider?
no,
That's a motorcycle movie.
I'll have
It's
to look into that.
something that's kind of ADHD-esque. You probably really enjoy
Okay,
that. But
I'll have
anyway,
to check that out.
it's a great movie. But anyway, it's about bikers getting high, pretty much, and that's it.
Oh wow,
But yeah. Anyway,
that's funny.
it is. But anyway,
Bet they didn't ride a Suzuki GT380, maybe a 750,
maybe.
but
Anywho, this bike sucks. It's got multiple problems. It's horrible ground clearance because of the muffler.
yeah, like I just mentioned.
Too much flexible swinging arm, and the front disc brakes didn't work as well on wet surfaces.
Yeah,
which
that's
is a
a
problem.
problem. If
It
you're
is.
riding in the rain, which can happen, you don't want to either spin out of control and fall off and lay it down, or
Yeah,
run into
it's-
something. So
It's awful. Like how, I don't even know. Like
they didn't sell it for long, but
Good.
it looks kind of cool, but I
Yeah.
don't know if it's one I would get.
it looks like a boxy type of thing. It's like
Yeah.
bulky. Looks like a Hot Wheels
Huh.
thing. It's not even a good one. It's
I
like a
mean,
cheap,
I'd
cheaply made
pick
Hot
this
Wheels one.
over a Royal Enfield, a modern one,
I guess. I don't
but
know.
that's about. You could still get something better, which
Yeah.
I will mention at the end when we do our recommendations for
Indeed.
a good, what I think is a good first bike to pick.
Indeed. I don't know. This bike seems pretty awful, for me at least.
Yes.
I don't know. What is this? Is this Suzuki? Is it made in
Suzuki.
Is it Japanese or?
It is.
Well, of course. But anyway, yeah, it's bad. It's not American. Not like Harley Davidson.
Suzuki bikes overall tend to have a good reputation.
I guess.
The one street motorcycle I've ridden on was a Suzuki, and it was pretty nice. It
Well,
was it wasn't a cruiser. It was what you call it's not a sport bike. I forget the style. If I ever think of it during this episode, I'll shout it out.
Do this. Oh, well, okay.
But it's it was kind of cool. I enjoyed it. I just don't know how to maneuver motorcycles. It's not like a bicycle. A motorcycle weighs a lot more than a bike does.
Yeah, give me that good old American steel.
You gotta,
Harley Davidson.
or Japanese for that matter. It's like
No, Japanese.
you have to really know what you're doing, or you'll fall off. And when it starts tipping over, you're like, oh god, oh man, gotta use the leg.
Oh man. Oh no.
And that's what I did, and it hurt my knee a little bit after that.
Yeah.
But I didn't lean it over.
Well, there you go.
Thank God for the set.
Now it's
Yep.